Okay, so here we are. We have a game this time on Vo Farmlands. We have the English Hard to Spoke team, this time playing as the Allies, playing against Operation Black Shield, Refro and Monkey, who failed to dominate the Axis on a number of occasions in the first game. And now we're going to see their attempts to defend as Axis and hopefully eventually gain their revenge over Hard to Spoke. So let's have a quick look. Do we have any instant commanders? We do. Monkey's going to go straight in with Lightning. We're aiming for the late game Tiger. We're also going to have access to Stuka close air support. Very, very good on an open map like this as well, where you're going to be able to get plenty of flanks, plenty of opportunities to block tanks in and engine damage. So, you know, Stuka close air support in conjunction with that, very, very useful indeed. And obviously we are going to see the late game Tiger, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely loving the Tiger in this game at the moment. It sounds great, it looks great, and to me, I think it feels great, you know, when you're using it in support with, you know, with your austere army. So totally hope that we get to see that in this game. No other instant commanders picked, and one of the interesting things this time is that we're not going to see the combination of the USF and Soviets. We are actually going to see the Brits back for this particular match. Now, I think that Slippy tried to get an early trench off in there on this cutoff point, and if he'd managed to get that up, I think actually that would have been a pretty brutal for the Axis, because obviously cutting these strategic points on that side of the map are going to completely deny any further territory points. You can see here these 2 points cut off the entire map from the base. So for the Allies to dominate those points in the early game, very, very good, because it's going to completely take Axis off of the corners of the map. And if Axis decides to rush for these 2 points and you just charge through the middle and cut all of those points off, they're in such a difficult position to come back and defend that. So, you know, you can really throw the Axis player off by doing that. And, you know, great play there. Shame that he didn't manage to get it off, though. That would have been funny to see that trench in that position. Let's have a look at what's going on. What's going on the map. We do see the Vickers coming up, manages to get a burst on that Grenadier squad here, and I'm not sure he's going to win this engagement. He should probably get out of there because he is out manpowered for certain. Now, nice to see, by the way, Slippy's been building green cover sandbags all over the map. You see him build one straight away on the munitions point straight away here, and this basically means that whenever he moves up to any point, be it a VP or a munitions point, he's always going to benefit from that brick cover bonus that you guys can see here. So obviously the squad has an increased rate of fire whilst in cover, so, you know, building these sandbags everywhere is massively beneficial for the British team. And if you build them everywhere, it means that wherever you go, you're always going to be able to benefit from that cover bonus. So really, really great, you know, use of that start game. He ran straight up the field, put him where he needed to. Let's have a look at the map control now. We're going to see Refro's so aggressive with the OKW, and he's actually managed to take so much of the map. This is really unusual to see, because Allies usually get the majority of the map straight away. So Allies not having the best of start games, really. Quite weird to see. But again, you know, as we saw in the last game, what could be a bad game at the start can very, very quickly turn. You know, if you do overextend yourself, you do allow a chance for your opponent to run straight through your lines, dismember everything, and kind of reclaim a bunch of things. So here we're seeing the counter decap, where OKW has run right around the map and decapped the Allies from the whole map, and he's basically just turned his own strategy against him. Here we see the sniper going under fire from the Stern Pioneers. MG is not in the position to reduce the Stern Pioneers to the ground. Fortunately, this machine gun might take it down, and it does manage to get the suppression off. Sniper is safe for now, but again, great, you know, great aggression from Refro. So much pressure going down right now on the Allies, and here we go. We're now seeing the opportunity for the Allies to regain some map control. They're going to be able to recap the left-hand side pretty easily, and again, maybe OKW. Sorry, guys, excuse me. Maybe OKW overextended there a little, you know, because of that, and they've now left a lot of the map open where they can't defend it. So, you know, maybe that was the wrong decision. Maybe they've, you know, allowed the Allies to get a little bit more of a foothold now. But you know, it's still a very good start game for the Axis so far. We're noticing as well, these guys are playing with a lot more teamwork. The Allies always, you know, I say the Allies, but basically English Hard to Spokes team plays with a lot more team effort than Operation Black Shield, and you can just tell that, you know, by looking at the map. You can see, you know, two player colors here. They're always trying to work out, you know, where's my MG and sniper going. You know, your infantry runs here, whereas the Axis players, you always see them so heavily divided across the map. And I think this is probably going to be one of the weak points for Operation Black Shield, is their kind of reluctance to work together in these situations, because eventually the Allies are going to figure out a little bit of a gap in their lines, especially when they're playing as Axis this time. And the second that gap opens, you know, a good Allied team working together, you know, can just go in there and just rip everything to pieces. So I totally expect to see that in this game. You know, look at the map control now. We're seeing great team strategies coming in on the south here. You know, Slippy doing a very good job of capping the north and putting pressure on there whilst all that's going on. So really good to see this all working out so far. Let's have a look at teching quickly. So we're already going on to tier 2. Double snipers and an AT gunner. Very good combination actually for the Brits. Very strong. You know, that with the Vickers would be a pretty difficult, you know, a pretty difficult mixed army to beat at this stage in the game. You know, you're really waiting for some more serious units to be able to counter that. So good build up on there. Oster going up for the scout car, in serious danger of losing the squad here right now. Things are starting to heat up a little bit. A lot more infantry engagements becoming lethal. Here we go, we're going to see it. He tried to chase down the Grenadier. Grenadier gets away, but the Rifleman isn't going to get away. At least I don't think so. Panzer Grenadiers come in, trying to get the kill. Looks like they take suppression. The Rifleman may actually get away from that engagement. Two snipers here are easily going to be able to deal with this scout car. They're going to take down the Panzer Grenadiers first. Here we go, they're coming in for the kill. I don't think the Monkey actually knows the two scout cars are here at the moment. So here we go. I think he needs to stop trying to snipe from max range and actually close the gap a bit. Why is he not pushing for this? He's got the perfect opportunity to go in here right now. Okay, this is just weird. We could see some funny engagements coming here if there's two covers either side of this VP. I get no push from the sniper there. I don't know what to say about that. It's a perfect opportunity to take that unit down. You know, you've got echelons for sight, you know, to figure out what's over there. Go and use them. Alright, here we go. So ambulance coming on the field from Legendary now, who's currently been running out his units with no health. Looks like Refero didn't manage to see that grenade go out in time, although fortunately it didn't do that much damage. Does reduce a lot of health on the squad though. Two ISGs horrendously under-supported here. Is going to rely on Monkey to come in and provide the support here, but they're going to get chased off by the Rifleman. Do we have access to grenades from this squad? Yes, we do. Grenade does go out. It's going out on the retreat path. Probably could have thrown that at the one here so that retreating, you know, so it hit both ISGs. Probably a bad nade there. That could have gone better. However, it does look like he's going to get one of the ISGs down. It's going to be expensive to recruit for the OKWs, so very good play there. Double snipers putting intense pressure on these Grenadiers. And this is the thing with the double snipers, it's so effective against the Oster, because the second that you put any squad into an engagement against the British double sniper strategy, or even the Soviet double sniper strategy, I mean, you lose 50% of your squad instantly. You know, so unless you've got triple vet squads running around, you really cannot even close the gap on the snipers. So, you know, obviously sniper play is so strong at the moment for that reason, you know, because it does make things incredibly difficult for the Oster. And if any of you watched one of Dev M's games against Captain Price, you'll know that the secret to kind of beating that as Oster is really just constantly keeping, you know, your squads alive, going back and forth. I think Dev M's real way of working around that was to get the G43s, get them up to Vet 3, and then he was just able to just walk in and actually counter the sniper at running range. So yeah, every time the snipers would take a shot, he was actually able to get some shots off, reduce the health of the sniper, so that the sniper couldn't stick around for very long, which, yeah, you know, I would go and check the game out between Captain Price and Dev M, because I certainly learned a lot about countering double sniper play. So definitely check that game out if you guys are interested. Alright, so tier 4 has finally gone up now from the OKW. Is this AT gun going to get line of sight on the scout car? It looks like it might just have it. Oh, and it does actually take the shot, but it misses. So unlucky there, but this scout car got incredibly lucky with that shot. Here we're seeing an AT gun from the OKW facing the opposite direction. Not really sure what that was about. Again, engineers horribly out of position. Could have done something about that T4 there though, if they'd have spotted that in time.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
Needs to be very, very careful here in these engagements. Again, a lot of the infantry are just running around with low health, missing squads. It's here we go, nice positioning the AT gun here. Are we going to get that shot off on the scout car? We do. It goes down. Boom. I wish I had a soundbite that I could play for that whenever tanks go down and vehicles and things, but I don't, so I'm just going to say boom. But okay, right, let's focus a little bit more on the game. Tier 3 going up now from the Brits. 11 minutes in. Probably could have come up a bit earlier, actually. You know, if he was going to do something like rush for the Centaur, he could have done that by now. So you know, we are seeing quite a late tier 3 for the British, I would have said. It looks like he spent a lot of his early game manpower on things like the snipers and the AT guns, which has actually paid off for him, as we're seeing here. It's just putting such a manpower grind on the Austere. I mean, look at this. They've only got 5 squads in the field. They can't even get near these snipers, you know. It's so difficult now, especially without the scout car, you know, to actually do anything about these snipers. Added to the fact that these infantry support guns are here, these snipers are going to have a really hard time closing the gap on the mid now as well. So, you know, it's kind of a counter thing. Snipers are at a loss because of the ISGs, which is good, and the Austere is just going to continually get put down by the snipers on this side of the map. So, yeah, I guess it kind of evens out in that respect, but Austere is really, really struggling right now. You can just tell, look at this, there's no real army on the field. And but he's doing a good job in fairness to him, you know. OKW is doing very, very good at dealing with the Brit on the northern side. And I guess actually the role that Monkey is playing in his team, he's just taking all the hits. He's taking hits from the double snipers, he's taking hits from the USF infantry, and he's actually dealing with it quite well. I haven't seen him lose as many squads as you may expect from a frustrated player. And you know, whilst he's taking all of these hits for the team, he really is. You know, Refro is doing a very, very good job of capping the north, keeping the munitions rolling in, building up the OKW strength, and that OKW strength is going to be absolutely paramount in getting them through the late game. So also, you know, remember we do have the Tiger as the late game choice for Austere as well. So this is one of those games where right now it's still too close to call. That grenade there almost catches the Royal Engineers off guard. And some nice capping again here from Refro. Refro could probably benefit from actually pushing a little deeper into the enemy lines here and trying to decap again. We've seen a fuel point come up from the USF now, which suggests that we might actually get to see some kind of vehicle rush. Looks like the Bulldozer Sherman here. What an interesting commander choice. I haven't seen that much of this played recently. Bulldozer Sherman could actually be really, really good for dealing with things like the ISG. Definitely good at, you know, popping the Rakettenwerfer when it comes in. You know, because of that massive shell that it fires. So I don't disagree with the choice of using Armor Company. I think you probably could have made more powerful, you know, commander selection. But then again, you know, let's see how he uses it. He's got access to a very, very powerful off-map artillery strike that can be helped to take down the tier buildings, you know, or even just, you know, even just move the ISG about when it comes in. So again, you know, access to M10s that just come in, nice early mid-game unit to come in there. So we'll see how he uses it. I'll keep my eye on that because I am interested to see what happens there. Interesting commander choice as well. Gosh, this rifleman, they're just getting so lucky, aren't they? Look at that retreat. Don't know how he managed that. Yeah, also we've seen that fortifications doctrine has been picked for the OKW. So, you know, Pack 43 is going to be the choice here. I don't know if we're actually going to see that unit. But then again, you know, why pick this doctrine if you're not going to go for the Pack 43? It's kind of like the only pinnacle unit here, unless they've been laying traps on the north. I'll check that out in a minute when we get a second. Alright, so Centaur and M10 combination. This actually could be pretty good. We're going to see the M10 here probably wiping that triple Vet Grenadier squad. Here we go. Everything from the Oster retreating now. The manpower drain is real. I don't even think this guy's going to be able to tech up. What's his tech at the moment? He has managed to get up to battle phase 2, but there's no way he's going to be able to afford to get anything from it at this rate. We are coming up onto Panzer IV time though. Nice incendiary there, trying to counter the rifleman smoke that just came in. Infantry support guns, again, need to be careful. I'm not a massive fan of grouping these infantry support guns up because you're very, very vulnerable to off-map artillery and things like that. There's no harm in just grouping these two units together and spreading them out a bit, you know? No harm at all in doing that. How are these guys going to deal with the... with this? I have no idea. I have no idea why they're trying to run into the Centaur. I am not sure why that is happening. Would be nice to see some Talamines go down as well. I'm not seeing a great deal of AT on the field at the moment. In fact, one AT gun on the back lines, and I don't think we see... Oh, we've got a Raketenwerfer. I mean, the Centaur could quite comfortably roll in right now if the Allies realize that the Axis have no AT capabilities in that respect. The Axis are in for a real problem. Fortunately, we have seen the Panzer IV from the OKW coming in, and I think, yeah, Panzer IV as well from the Osters, so it is going to be a little more difficult now. I'd probably say that chance for the Centaur to go in has been missed. Then again, you never know. For some reason, the machine gun squad decided to set up. They should have retreated! Why did they even try and set up there? M10's going to try and make the rush for this. Looks like the AT gun from the Oster is going to be very prepared for that though. For some reason didn't actually turn the full direction to set up. This Panzer IV needs to go in and help. Anti-tank grenade on this Wolverine is going to mean imminent death. There we go. Again, the other Wolverine just gets straight in. Shouldn't really have gone into that engagement. They need to be really careful here. Now the AT gun has been crewed by the USF, who are going to turn it against the Panzer IV. So now if they get these shots off with the M10s, they could be in a very, very good position. One M10 shot misses. AT gun didn't actually manage to connect the shot there. Centaur's coming in to take the Panzer Grenadiers. OKW is desperately going to try and take hold of that AT gun. Oh gosh, but they don't want to do it now. What is this squad doing? Much too late to retreat. That squad is going to go down to the Centaur. Big, big losses for the Axis there. They also lose a PaK 40 AT gun, which of course has higher penetrations, probably got the highest penetration AT in the game, and that is not something you want to be giving to your opponent as Axis. You know, the thing with USF is that their own AT guns have very low penetration but excessively long range, so you know, to give them a high penetration weapon coupled with the flexible and, you know, great flanking tanks they've got is going to be a real problem for the Axis. They're now going to have to be quite careful of that. Alright, now we've got some downtime. Let's have a quick look at the builds of the game. So we actually have commander selection of the Special Weapons Regiment, and let's have a look at this. Are we going to see Vickers dropped? Here we are. It's coming. Vickers are being dropped now for the Tommies, and are we also going to see the Vickers dropped for the USF? I would love to see that. I love to see riflemen running around with the Vickers as well. You know, good to always to have the USF player saving up for those all-important off-map abilities and having the you know, Brits always get more more munitions than they really need, so you know, always nice to see the British player lending a helping hand whilst the American saves up for the more important off-map strikes. I feel like Stormless is very unimpressed with these games. No, not at all. I'm really enjoying these games. There's plenty of action going on, plenty of interesting things, and one of the things about casting games like this that aren't strictly, you know, rigid meta gameplay or like, you know, top 10 gameplay that we normally see in tournament finals, you know, there's just different things going on. You know, we're seeing some great pushes, we're seeing engagements that aren't always comfortably won. You know, we're seeing engagements that people go in hard and it goes wrong because maybe they don't have the micro skills to pull it off, and I love that. I think that is what this game is all about. We're seeing the beautiful side to this game, which is that, hey, it doesn't always go your way, you know, and you know, at the same time, we are seeing some excellent plays from this game, and there have been some really good builds, some really good tactics. You know, I will mention that Black Phoenix, they just had an amazing strategy that they used in both games that we saw, and that was absolutely great to see. So I've enjoyed all of these games so far, and they are only getting better, and they're only going to get better when this sweet Tiger comes out on the field. Alright, so here we go. Sherman Bulldozer has just hit the field. Let's give this thing a proper entry. I love this unit. Absolutely beautiful unit. And I'm not a fan of this camo, if I'm honest. But yeah, one thing I am sad to see is that we don't have the crab mine flails. Who misses the crab mine flails from Company of Heroes 1? I mean, when those things used to fire up and you'd just get this beastly noise of the chains going around. Take me back. Take me back. One thing to note as well, we have got access to the Stuka Close Air support now. We haven't actually seen much munitions usage from Monkey at all so far, so I highly expect that he's saving this up for when the Allies decide to push in. Looks like we are about to see that pretty soon as well. The M10s are quite hot on the northern side. They could go in for a flank now. If they do manage to go in with, for a flank in the north and the AT guns turn that direction, it's a perfect opportunity for the Centaur to roll in and deal some heavy manpower damage and possibly even take out the ISGs there. So some great team play could come in here and could be really useful. And as we all know, the English Hard to Spoke team have utilized better team gameplay than their opponents so far in both matches. Trying to find a unit to follow. Look at these snipers. We already got 14 kills on one, 16 kills on the other, so probably could have done a little more work with the snipers. However, they are, you know, putting a lot of psychological stress, especially on the austere player. The psychological stress of two snipers, as a lot of you will know, you know, you don't feel like pushing your units out far into the field. And wow, what a takedown by the Centaur! Absolutely beautiful. He snuck in through the back lines there and completely wiped that squad in retreat. And this squad was trying to run around the building to get to the point here, and that just cost them their lives. That's quite sad that they had to retreat onto that side of the building. Beautiful pickup by the Centaur there, great positioning. Panzer IV is going to come in and try and deal with the Centaur. A little bit of support from the AT gun here. Looks like the Centaur will get away though. Double snipers coming in to try and deal with this MG squad in here. Doesn't look like the Tommies managed to get the best timing on that. They did actually take double suppression there. So sadly that attempt didn't work through the mid. However, here we go. The Crocodile is on the field now, and this is a serious unit coming in right now. The Flames are going to be shredding through. They don't have the AT. They don't have the AT support in the mid to deal with this. It's going pretty sour pretty quickly. No, Centaur just drove over a mine. The mine didn't go off. That's got to be a bug. Look at this. You can see that there was a mine here. Centaur drove straight over that, and it didn't go off. Axis players are going to feel cheated by that. That was probably their best chance of taking that unit down. And now we see the Centaur's going to come in and just completely shred through the AT. It's really down to these two Panzer IVs to come in and deal with this Crocodile, whilst it has no AT support from the Allied factions. And this is one of the weaker points of the Allies right now. They do not have that AT support for their units. If the Centaur had taken an engine critical right then, two Panzer IVs would easily have been able to deal with that. Here we go, the M10 Wolverines trying to come in. They're not even penetrating the front armor of the Panzer IV from the OKW there. Raketten support's coming in. They should be able to take down at least one more of these Wolverines before it retreats. But they may even consider focusing on the Centaur right now. That's probably the beast unit that they need to take down in this stage. And it looks like the Allies are going to get away with that. And that is really sad. It's really sad to see that happen in this game. This is a bug. I know that I think at least that I've seen that it's being looked at. But you know, this does happen with the Centaur. It does activate mines, and it doesn't affect them. That is sad to see, and again, these guys are just going to feel very, very cheated by that. Alright, some nice repairs going on here. Are we going to see this teamwork coming in as well and get these echelons repairing the Croc? Croc has a lot of HP, so obviously it does take a lot of time to repair, so really it is going to take that kind of concerted effort from his allies to get in there and repair that quickly, and this unit needs to be getting on the field again as quick as possible, because now that the allies are aware that this unit's on the field, they're going to be preparing for it. We're going to see more AT guns coming out, at least I hope. We need to see those AT guns being recrewed by Monkey, who is not having a solid game at all. Really Refero is just kind of holding things together for his teammate until his teammate gets on his feet, but every time he does, I mean, that Centaur rush in there has just wiped so many units off of Monkey's army, and look at this, Refo's just plowing out Raketans right now in an attempt to deal with that. Should probably consider cloaking those as well, just to stop any accidents happening. Hey Romeo, by the way. Look at this. Beautiful. These guys have got double Vickers on all the squads, and the M10s are going to come in now for the rush as well. Oh, sadly just got the micro on the wrong ones there. They're trying to taste down this Panzer IV from the OKW. Are they going to get the lines correct? They're trying to get the rear armor shot. They may not be able to penetrate from the front. Panzer IV is desperately trying to get out of there on low health now. There we go. M10s do manage to get the kill. Tier 4 building may actually be able to hit the Jackson and destroy it. It is taking rear armor hits as well. Are they going to be get out of this engagement? I don't know. One of them goes down to the Shreks here. Panzer IV from Monkey is going to come in and try and deal with that. Looks like the Raketan is going to be able to set up and deal with that in time. Nice block there from Monkey, and the other M10 does go down. That's actually quite a nice pickup for the Axis. It's going to cost a lot to reinforce the vehicle power that was on the field from Legendary just then. Beautiful play there. Double snipers from Slippy coming in, trying to put as much pressure on the mid as possible. And here we're going to see the Sherman Bulldozer coming in as well now, just to finish off that first engagement from the M10 that went on there. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some of the ISGs going down to this. It's the perfect counter to one-shotting the ISGs. Here we go, one shot in. Don't think that fired. Maybe that was artillery or something else, I'm not really sure. Beautiful push coming in here now. Centaur coming in, taking advantage of the fact there is no AT line on the Centaur right now. They need to get that fixed. Looks like concentrated fire was used. I'm sorry I missed that. I have no idea where that went. Are we seeing the veterancy ability used from the Centaur? Yes, we are, and it wipes both the AT guns off the map straight away. Centaur's going to get into a position of cover right now. It does look like it survives. The last Shrek doesn't make contact. Panzer IV doesn't manage to get round to finish it off either because of the Croc support. That Centaur got so lucky. Look at it, and it's Vet 3 now. Crocodile, with its mass armor and mass HP, is just going to tear up into the battle group and flame the retreat path. Beautiful play by the Allies there, absolutely beautiful. It's a shame that the M10s didn't work off, and they probably were a little late with the support for the M10s, but absolutely great play by there. The Axis are all over the map now. The units are shredded. They don't even have health. In order for them to get back in the game, they've got to sit on the battle grouper and get their health up, and this is just giving so much time now for the Allies to establish field dominance. 10 points on the field, VPs for the Axis. It is good game to English hard to spoke. And there we go, GGs are being called now. That is 2 wins for English hard to spoke, which means that they do win this set. So absolutely great game there. Great teamwork by English hard to spoke. In fact, in both games we have seen, English hard to spoke have had really bad early games in both of the games that they've played. And they've recovered from it so well. Their teamwork was really what won it for them there. We saw with the Axis, Monkey had a bad game obviously because of double snipers, very, very difficult position for him, but one of the flaws of the Axis that we saw, and in fact just Operation Black Shield in general, was that they just divide. As Axis, they divided both their teams, they split different directions on the map, And as Axis, you know, it's very, very difficult to defend anyway, without, you know, being all over the place on the map, you know, where allies can just outrun and outgun you. So, so sad that we didn't get to see the Tiger used. So sad we didn't get to see Stuka close their support, but still, very good game, very well played, guys, and very well deserved wins there from English Hard to Spoke.